You know what's absolutely hilarious? It's when you get a feminist saying the most outrageously stupid things, and I mean outrageously stupid things, with a straight face, and all of the other little feminists just stand around nodding in agreement like this is some great and profound insight. Like, for instance, when the resident face of crazy feminism in atheism, one Rebecca Watson, said this.
That's right. You, liberal intellectual guy who has a healthy interest in science and skepticism, but who finds feminism distasteful and would rather not hear about it. You are worse than rape threats.
Okay, so you've got that skeptically minded people who don't want to hear about feminism. Here you have a feminist telling you that she would rather that you threatened to rape women than she would have you not want to hear about feminism. Yes, that's exactly what she said.
That's right. You, liberal intellectual guy who has a healthy interest in science and skepticism, but who finds feminism distasteful and would rather not hear about it. You are worse than rape threats.
If you're a skeptically minded person and you don't want to hear about feminism, she thinks you would be a better person if you were going around threatening to rape women. I mean, wow. Even in a field where there is some tough competition for saying stupid shit, that's a tough act to follow. But she's not done yet. Just like when she spat in the face of every single male atheist in the audience.
Because I've heard that if a male atheist on YouTube goes too long without calling a woman a cunt, his balls will actually shrivel up and then tuck up inside of him, forming what some call a mangina.
Then went on to claim that it was just a joke that almost everyone got.
Most people got the joke.
Even though it's bloody obvious that this wasn't true.
These people wanted me to go back to talking about science and skepticism.
No, Rebecca, just like there weren't people there saying, "Oh, Rebecca, that's a really funny joke." There aren't people saying that, yes, you should go back to talking about science and skepticism because you don't know anything about science and skepticism. Like when you basically became the mouthpiece for reading the advertising for the 23andMe genetic test kits.
The simplified truth is that your body is made up of cells, and inside each one of those cells is DNA.
I mean, it goes bad quickly, as while she's saying that all cells contain DNA, she picks pretty much the only cell that doesn't contain DNA. Yep, no DNA in red blood cells. And then she goes on to compound it by this.
The other way that 23andMe is useful is in getting information about your health, because your genes are tied into a number of known diseases. So 23andMe will tell you if you have one of hundreds of genetic mutations that can lead to one of these diseases, like breast cancer or even Alzheimer's. And that means that maybe there's something you can do about it.
Without realizing that the whole thing had been slammed by the Food and Drug Administration. The FDA wanted to protect the public from tests that had no scientific basis and which were unlikely to accurately predict disease risk. And it had a good point. Most common diseases are caused by such a complex interaction between numerous genetic and lifestyle risk factors that tests based on a few genes cannot meaningfully predict diseases. Nah, I think we can live without you debasing the credibility of science by pretending to be a scientist or a commentator on science you don't understand. And besides, we both know that the one thing that you did well was selling selling victimhood to feminism. 'Cause let's be real, if you can get them to believe and give you money when you tell them with a straight face that normal skeptical people who don't want to hear about feminism are worse than rape threats and have them believe you, they are so gullible they will believe anything.
You are worse than rape threats.